10月初由哈馬斯發動攻擊，以巴戰火持續1星期，雙方死傷無數。今次戰爭可能係歷史洪流嘅一小段。宗教原因、近代甚至係幾千年歷史，新仇舊恨交織埋一齊，實在難以簡單寫幾個懶人包，或者係幾句說話就落一個總結。尋日全球有聲援巴勒斯坦人嘅集會同活動，英國倫敦市中心有大型示威，我哋亦都去現場睇過，嘗試了解支持巴勒斯坦一方人士嘅心聲同埋睇法。
今日禮拜六呢，我哋就而家現場係喺倫敦嘅英國廣播公司總部外邊嘅，咁就係巴勒斯坦人以及就係巴勒斯坦人組織呢，就係舉辦呢一個大遊行，就係反對以色列呢，就係去佔領巴勒斯坦嘅土地咁樣。咁我哋一直都係高叫就係 Free Palestine 嘅口號啦。咁其實現場咧，除咗巴勒斯坦人大部分之外咧，亦都有唔同國家嘅人嘅，包括就係愛爾蘭。另外咧就係啲猶太人嘅組織喺同場嘅。咁我哋就係話一齊共存定係唔係一齊共存咧？就係 based on justice 咁樣。
I'm Pakistani. I'm British Pakistani, but yeah, Palestine has always been in my heart, and it will continue to be.
Palestine is something that runs through my blood deep, not by heritage or anything, but because as a human being, I've witnessed the atrocities. I've been to Palestine 4 times, and each time my heart is more connected to the people and the land of Palestine.
I am Algerian. My wife is English, and my son Adam, and I've got 4 children, all pro-Palestine. May peace be prevailed in Palestine and the Middle East. That's what we wish for. We don't want war, we want peace.
Gaza people cannot travel anywhere. They cannot go to any other area within Palestine. You can imagine how many opportunities are there, and there is no education. How would you imagine if you put children outside of the school, you are oppressing them all the time, they cannot live their life, they don't have dreams, they don't have any ambition to do anything in life, they are expecting to die any moment, like a bomb, like a soldier in the street to kill them without any fair reason. So the life before those last attacks were so oppressing to them. It's total isolation. It's total isolation. They don't want to leave their land, which is their rights, and at the same time they cannot do anything. Cannot travel. They cannot educate. They cannot live. Like at any time, you work hard for many years to buy a house or anything, and in a second they just bomb it, and all your hard work went in a flash. So it's not a life. It's not human. It's not for any human being, not only Palestinians.
So why are you here today?
So we're here to support Palestinians against the terrorism and against the Israeli people who are attacking them and who's been attacking Palestinian people for 8 decades, and the whole world has been silent. And now when Palestinians get the power to attack the Israeli and started like the war on them and started defending their rights, so the whole world all of a sudden show compassion and empathy for Israeli people and started to share pictures and videos about the dead people from Israel. However, no one cares about the Palestinian people who were suffering and who were killed for like the 8 decades up to now. I mean,
to support Palestine, I've been doing protests since I was about 7, and the thing in Palestine just keeps on getting worse, and the world is just blind to it, and we just need to make it public. We need the world to see, you know? Yeah.
I'm here because I feel compassion for all the people that are suffering in Israel and Palestine today, and have been for the past 70 years.
I'm here specifically today to hold our government to account for their actions or inactions and their support for a terrorist state. And I'm here to show my support and solidarity with the Palestinian people. We know that over 700 young children have been killed so far in Gaza. Gaza is an open-air prison and they're literally committing a genocide right now with the bombs that are being dropped there. I feel helpless, I can't do anything, so that's why I'm here.
To stop the genocide of Gaza, the Israeli forces basically went to Gaza and they're bombing indiscriminately civilians, children, amongst them children, and basically doing what we call the Israelis' policy, collective punishment. Collective punishment, that's mean they've been using it for 75 years. Sadly, after the operation last week by Hamas in Israel outside of Gaza, the Israelis, they took their chance with the support of the collective West, especially the United States, to collectively punish 2.5 million in Gaza.
So how do you look into this Israel and Gaza war? What do you think about this?
I just think it's a tragedy and it's not going to help anybody in the end. The only way through it is to end the occupation and to live together. It's the same with all human beings.
It's not to do with religion. There's Palestinian Jews, Christians, Muslims, and there's some people in Israel that might be Muslim too. It's not Palestine versus Jews, it's Palestine versus Israel.
So do you think the Israeli government is overreacted or?
It always overreacts. It's always find a pretext to massacre Palestinians, to install fear. They want to expel the Palestinians completely from Gaza. And what they do, they will fill it with settlements. Okay? Settlement people coming because they are Jews. I'm not anti-Semitic, I am not anti-Jews. Okay? Not all of them the same. They settle this, what we call Zionist settlers there, and they say this is our land. Yesterday only they issued a warning. They said 1.2 million Palestinians they have to move out of north of Gaza within 24 hours. What's the reaction of the West? Not a word.
How do you expect the development of this war?
Well, it could go in two ways. It could just make things worse, create another scar which we brought up for years and years to come and fought over on both sides, or it could force people to come together to make a peaceful solution. I don't know which one. I know which one I want, but I don't know which one. I feel quite hopeless.
I don't know, it just needs to stop. Like, everybody's now going on saying, oh, Palestine is attacking Israel. Israel has been attacking Palestine for so many years, but nobody has said anything about it. I was literally 7 and protesting for Palestine. Like, it doesn't make sense. People need to open their eyes.
We know that Israel is a state that's heavily funded with lots of arms. Hamas is a political entity. Where are they getting their weapons from? I don't know, because they don't have the same resources. It's not an equal war, and it's not even a war. It's an occupying state attacking a civilian population. Hamas is a very tiny inkling of compared to Israel.
But from my personal point of view, it's not gonna end peacefully. It's gonna develop like really brutally. To be honest, we don't really know what is going to happen, since all the Western and the powerful countries are going to support Israel. But our duty today is to let the whole world know how the Palestinians been suffering for all these years, and no one has shown any care or empathy for them.
Well, what plan do you expect, the peace plan for these two countries?
I really don't know. I really don't know. it's very much up to the international community to come together and force some kind of peace talks. I mean, I really don't know now because things are so desperate.
There needs to be peace. Like, how can you just like let this go on for so long? Kids are dying, mothers are having to bury their children. It's not fair, and you can't just leave it at that. You need to help them. All of it, I just want it to stop. They need to stop the violence. Like, you can't be killing little kids, chopping off little kids' heads. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You need to stop killing, stop the violence. That's what I'm here for. Stop the violence, keep the peace.
I think we need the Middle Eastern government and the Western government to have like any sort of agreements between them, which is impossible because we all know how difficult that, and we all know how greedy, to be honest, the Western countries and their interest in the Middle Eastern area. So they don't want to let this area live freely, because if they lose this area, basically they will lose so much.
There is a peace plan already. Oslo Agreement, Article 242 in the United Nations, to tell Israel to get out of the occupied land and the establishment of the Palestinian state. Very easy. But they wouldn't do it. Hope demonstration like that all around the world in support of the Palestinian cause will hopefully put some sense in the Israeli moderate to put pressure on the government to stop the bombing. But the main core is to sit down and talk. There is no peace in the Middle East, ever, until the establishment of an independent Palestinian state with its capital East Jerusalem. Without it, there will be no peace. The West is trying to make peace, like the Abraham Accord recently by Trump and now by Biden, to do rapprochement between some Arab countries and Israel, bypassing the Palestinian issue. That will not work.
About the BBC controversy using words, you know the government is keep stressing BBC on the words of terrorism about the Hamas.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, to be honest, like I'm not a supporter of Hamas. Like, I know they are practicing that they're not like the perfect way of defending. However, they've been oppressed for so long, and unfortunately we don't have a free Palestinian army. So who is going to defend those Palestinian people? So unfortunately, I'm not with Hamas, but I'm with the Palestinian people. So if there is a way, or if there are any forces that can support Palestine and support them financially, support them with army, with soldiers, so it would have been different. But unfortunately, the whole world stays silent, and no one is caring to support Palestine. So yeah, it's a like really shameful situation.
I think the Western media has been very biased in their reporting and what they're showing. We've got people who are celebrities who are posting Gaza and saying praying for Israel. So what's been shown is very, very manipulated. The words that are used are very, very wrong, and you can see by how when Israelis are killed and then Palestinians are just dead. How did they die? You don't want to tell us that?
So you believe the Western newspapers are biased?
100%.
Do you have any words to the UK government?
To the UK government? The UK government needs to fix up, honestly. They need to, you can't just ignore it for so long. Like, Palestine, it used to be part of something to do with Britain as well, and now you're just going to forget about it. And all the other British colonies, you're going to keep on going there, keep on helping them. But Palestine, you're ignoring it. It doesn't make sense.
I think they need to stop their blind acceptance of everything that Israel does, while at the same time we all stand against what Hamas did in the massacre of innocents. But they must start to contextualise, to see where all this comes from, and understand the history, and understand that we can feel compassion for Jewish people and for Palestinian people at the same time, and really find a solution if we all have a will to do it.
I mean, I think the UK government needs to grow a heart, needs to have a check on reality, needs to stop siding with the oppressors. They are essentially funding a genocide.
Clueless, ignorant, absolutely like an American poodle. That's what they are, American poodle. American make decision, they can't make decision. They're useless, absolutely useless, and clueless. They don't have a clue. They even talked last week of that Braverman Home Office to actually ban Palestinian flag as anti-Semitic. They don't understand what's the difference between Palestinian flag and Hamas flag. That's two.
I wish if the UK government see exactly what's been happening in Palestine, and I wish if they can really speak freely and speak what they see, regardless their interest in in the Middle Eastern area, and regardless their support to Israel. I wish they can really speak what it should be spoken for so long.